Firearm purchases by Jewish and Israeli Americans appear to be soaring in Southern California. They are turning to guns for protection in the face of exploding anti-Semitism. One California shop reports processing 203 firearms safety certificate tests last month alone. That is up by more than 450% compared to last October. And that suggests we are seeing more first-time gun owners. Eric Fletcher is the manager of that shop, Burbank Ammo and Guns. Thank you for talking to us. The uptick is real, but so is a threat against Jews in this country and Jewish Americans who feel the need to protect themselves, unlike the poor, defenseless Israelis who were not armed at the time on October 7th.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. As we had seen all over the internet, these individuals just walking into people's homes unchallenged with their rifles, and people don't want to see that here in America especially.
Yeah, I mean, tell me about the type of people that are coming into your shop. Are they telling you why they're purchasing the gun? Are they going in there a bit, feeling defeated, that they have no other choice, that they feel they have no other option to protect themselves than to go and arm up themselves?
Yeah, absolutely, and not just in their homes, but in their places of business as well, or even just in the general public. No one wants to be feeling like they're helpless, especially not in their own home, especially not in their offices or where they go every day. People want to feel safe. And so we see many individuals from the Jewish community who are first-time buyers, and not just the men, but women as well, mothers as well, especially. They want to know what they can do and what they are allowed to do to defend themselves. Unfortunately, California doesn't make it easy for us, but we try to guide them through all the red tape in front of us as best as possible.
Yeah. Let's talk about the state of California and how it does put up a lot of roadblocks for people who want to defend themselves. What would you like to say now when we are living in a different day and time? We've never seen anti-Semitism run rampant on the streets of America like we are today. Laws need to change. California needs to understand that Jewish Americans have every right to protect themselves, and their elected officials should back them up.
Yeah, it's been said a number of times, elections have consequences, and now we're seeing those consequences happen on the individual level. So it's important not only on big elections, but to watch who your local politicians are as well. I myself have started up a little chapter here, and we're going to be very focusing on who the local politicians are. There's one in our area he was the one that wrote the bill for the 11% tax on just firearms and ammunition that we as consumers will ultimately bear the burden of.
Yeah, not fair. Eric Fletcher, hope you can help make a difference. We appreciate you coming on. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.